How's it going, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome back to another Locals feature match from April 24th's Locals. We're in round 2, and we have Cyber Dragon versus Myutant. I think this is Mutant's actually first time being on a feature match on the channel. I think, yeah, first time ever being on the channel. And I think it's been on in like a One Deck 1 Month episode, but never in a feature match. So really excited to have this. So it's going to get started with E-Telly, and it is going to get hit with Ash, but we're also going to see a D-Shifter get chained in response. So that's going to pose a bit of a problem, probably for our Cyber Dragon player, I would imagine. You know, anything that hits the grave this turn is going to get banished, which is could be pretty detrimental. So we're going to see him start with the Emergency, and I imagine this will probably add something like Core, which is, I think, the deck's like one of the better normal summons for Cyber Dragon. It's been such a long time since I played Cyber Dragon. Yeah, so it looks like he's going to add Core. And now one thing I do want to mention about Mutants is this is a very, very cool control-based deck that, you know, the more I've seen my friend Sheen on the right here play the deck, the more I've actually wanted to play it. Because I've had an idea in my head for the longest time, you know, about how I thought the deck was played, but watching him play it has sort of changed my mind, and it made it seem much more like appealing of a deck to play. So I might give it a shot in the future, since I already have the core for the deck and I've had it for quite some time. So it looks like he's going to use Expansion there in the end phase to summon ST46. That will add MO5 on its summon, and he's going to activate Trap Trick for Mutant Cry, which is basically like just a trap fusion, if you will. A lot of emphasis on banishing cards with this deck, if you couldn't tell already. Hence the main phase, or the main deck to D-Shifter. We're going to see ST46 tag out by banishing itself, well, sending itself and banishing Expansion, and getting to summon a copy of Arsenal from the deck. So yeah, if you, and basically the little mutant monsters, they can tag out into the bigger mutant monsters based on what they're banishing as part of their effect. If they banish a monster, they can summon Beast, Dispel, Mist, Trap, Arsenal, and yeah, I believe they're all that way. So since he banished Expansion, he gets to summon Arsenal, and Arsenal basically says, cannot be targeted with trap effects. And then it says, when your opponent activates a monster effect quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field, then target one monster on the field as cost, banish it. And then if it's in its owner's possession, destroyed by an opponent's card effect, or by an opponent's card, target one of your banished mutant spells added to your hand. So all the big mutant monsters do things regarding monster spells and traps. Arsenal, I think, is one of the better ones because it is a monster negate. Well, not a monster negate, it's a banish. If it was a monster negate, it'd be really, really awesome. So now we're going to see MO5 tributing itself off and banishing a D-Shifter, so he's banishing a monster here. So he's going to go ahead and get to summon out a Mutant Beast. Now, this is the one that actually does negate. When an opponent activates a spell card or effect, quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field. Negate the activation if you do banish that card. And it also comes out at 2,400. So he's going to swing in with 3K with Arsenal and 2,400 for Beast. He got a Search of Expansion as well. So yeah, the little guys as well are also searchers for the deck, which is really nice. So they help to search, and they help to extend into some of your bigger boss monsters like Arsenal and Beast. So we're going to see a Jizik hero over the one mutant, and then we're going to see a Cyber Dragon get summoned, and we're going to see a Contact Fusion, a big Contact Fusion for 3 for Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And our Cyber Dragon player probably feeling pretty good that he's not under D-Shifter right now. He's going to normal summon Cyber Dragon Core. And we'll see if the effect is going to go through. Looks like he's going to activate Mutant Cry. And Mutant Cry basically says, during the main phase, fusion summon one mutant fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling the fusion materials listed on it into the deck from among your cards that are on the field or in your graveyard or face-up banished cards. So you can go from any of those areas. And then gets to summon out Synthesis, which is the level 9. Says if this card is fusion summoned, you can target one card in the field and destroy it. And when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can activate this effect for the rest of the turn. This face-up card is unaffected by the effects of an opponent's card of the same type, monster, spell, or trap. So he's summoning out the Synthesis, and that could act as a pop when summoned. But we'll see if he's going to use it. I imagine he probably will. Yeah, so this is going to resolve on a new chain here since it was Core 1, Cry 2. And he will add Repair Plant. He's going to activate Repair Plant now. It's been such a long time since I've resolved a Repair Plant. I'm not even going to pretend like I know what it does. I think if you have like a certain number of light machines in your grave, you can like add a light machine or send a light machine. Or you can do both. I'm not sure. I think it's something along the lines of that. But either way, he's going to add something very unexpected here. Cyber Eltanin. Which I believe can banish like any number of light machines from your field or grave to summon it from the hand. Then I think if it's special summon, it can send all monsters the opponent controls from the field to the grave. So it's a pretty interesting. I don't know if it's very standard in Cyber Dragon decks anymore, but it's been such a long time since I've seen Eltanin. So he's gonna run over the Synthesis with that 3K Chimera tech. And he will get to add back. A lot of the mutant monsters do recycle cards back when they do hit the grave. So just adding back a copy of Cry. And then we're going to see another expansion to summon the ST46 here. I might be getting ST46 and MO5 mixed up. My apologies. But summoning ST46. And that is going to, if it's normal special summon, add a mutant spell or trap from the deck to the hand. So he's going to add Evolution Lab. And that's the field spell of the deck. Actually a pretty solid card with lots of effects on it. We know one thing about field spells is the better ones tend to have 2, 3, 4 effects, which is pretty crazy. And now we're going to see him activate the ST46, banishing a trap. We're going to see another Arsenal hit the board. Yep, Arsenal comes out at 3K and can banish a monster when his opponent activates a monster effect. And when Arsenal dies, of course, he can add back a banished mutant spell. Now we're going to see him summon another ST46. I believe that's ST46, yeah. And, or it might be MO5. But either way, ST46 is going to add a Cry. So I think he has actually 2 Cries in hand now. And a copy of Evolution Lab. Mutant Evolution Lab basically says when this card is activated, you can special summon one of your level 4 or lower mutant monsters from your hand or that is banished. Mutant monster control, gain 100 attack for each of your banished mutant cards with different names. And then once per turn, during your main phase, you can place 1 mutant monster from your hand on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 Mutant Evolution Lab per turn. Now we're going to see the other tag out into a copy of Mist here. Since he did banish the Mutant Fusion. And it looks like, yeah, that's going to be game. He's going to crash the Arsenal into that Chimera tech, and we're on to game 2. And, of course, as we do head into game 2, I want to mention, if you guys are shopping on Imperium Duelist, please do not forget to use the discount code I have at checkout, Winner Kills 10 off. You guys use that discount code, you'll save 10% off your entire order on some of their amazing products. So definitely check out Imperium Duelist at the link below. And if you guys are buying anything on tcgplayer.com or drawphase.com, please do not forget to use the affiliate links I have to their sites. If you guys shop and check out using those links, a small bit of the revenue from your purchases will go right back into the channel and helps out greatly. And last but not least, if you guys want to support the channel a little bit more, go the extra mile, consider becoming a member of the channel today. More information by clicking the blue join button or in the link in the description. So now we're going to see Beast hit the field after the tag out. And we're going to see Evolution Lab summon back, I believe, MO5, adding ST46, and then MO5 tagging out into banishing a spell for a copy of Mist. So he has a spell negate, and then if a trap is activated, he can go ahead and draw 2 when the opponent activates a trap. So just ending on 2 big monsters, not really doing too much. Probably not the greatest opening here. He's done a lot of things. Probably going to rely on having a lot of hand traps here. And our Cyber Dragon player is starting with Foolish Burial. And we're going to see him send Cyber Dragon Core. Now, one thing I want to mention, too, is if I sound like I'm confused about the mutant plays, it's because I'm still learning what these cards do as I go along. So it's a bit of a learning experience, I think, for, all of us watching this, because I don't think too many people are that familiar about the mutant deck. But I think it's a very, very underrated deck and has the potential to be very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if it got plenty of more support in the future. And Cyber Emergency is going to be met with a droll on Resolution. And I'm not sure exactly what he might have added Veer, I think. That's Cyber Dragon Veer. Not very good with all the Cyber Dragon names, so forgive me, but I believe that was Veer. It looks like he's going to try to activate Core in the grave. That might summon one from the deck. Yep, and that is going to be met with Ash. No thank you, he says. Looks like he's got 2 copies of Machine Dupe in hand as well. Machine Dupe is a pretty crazy card, but it doesn't look like he has the right targets to use it right now. So he's going to summon Veer and then banish it to summon Altanin. And it's going to go through. Both cards are getting sent and swinging for a whopping 500 damage. And yeah, pretty underwhelming, but he did get a board clear there. And after that, I'm not sure what else he's going to do with those cards that he has in hand. So yeah, he's just going to go ahead and pass it back to our Mutant player. Checking the grave here, seeing if there's anything he can go off of. I don't think they can do too many things in the graveyard. Again, a lot of emphasis on banished cards with this deck. So he's going to go ahead and normal summon the MO5, which is the level 2 one. And then SC46 is the level 3. It's going to add a copy of Cry. So just probably getting set up here. It looks like he's going to crash. Because again, that Altanin was only at 500. And he's going to go ahead and summon Cyber Dragon Noxer. Plays Machine Dupe. It's met with Ash, but he can activate it again, I guess. Because I guess maybe it's not a once per turn. But I guess, you know, with Machine Dupe and Cyber Dragon, you never really need to resolve it more than one time a turn because you won't have, like, that many Cyber Dragon targets left. But either way, he's going to still get 2 Cyber Dragons onto the field, which means Nova's going to hit the board. And we know he has a copy of Cry set, and he can go for Synthesis, which is basically like just, you know, a quick pop on summon. But, of course, popping Nova has its own problems, but you don't really want to let him get Infinity on the board. So make sure that the Cry definitely is not going to resolve. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and activate. Shuffling 2 back in. Not going to shuffle back the Arsenal instead, and shuffling back Beast, and I think either MO5 or 46. It's hard for me to tell which one is which because I do have to watch these back on a lower quality while I do the commentary, so sometimes it's easy to get these two mixed up since they look very, very similar. So yeah, Synthesis will come out. It does pop the Nova, and of course Nova will get its effect. We'll see what fusion he's going to bring out, and it's just a Macabre. I mean, that is, to be honest, a pretty good fusion to summon here. But not many cards in hand. Looks like he just has a Cyber Repair Plant. And he's going to go ahead and activate it. See what he grabs. Now, actually, one thing I'm curious about now is that I believe that was an ST46 that attacked into the Altanin. And I think the Altanin was at 500. So I'm not sure exactly what happened to the Altanin. Yeah, because this card gains 500 attack times the number of monsters used for it, banished for its summon. So I'm not sure how exactly that one got crashed, but either way, it is what it is at this point. And we're going to see a Predaplant Verte Anaconda. You know what this means. Probably going to see him pay 2,000. Now, we know he's on Red Eyes Fusion, because we did see it in his hand, I believe, the previous game. But it looks like he's not going to send Red Eyes Fusion here, instead feeling, though, as might be a better idea to go for Overload Fusion. I know Rampage Dragon is a thing, but is that really the play here right now? I'm not entirely sure. It looks like he's going to banish a Cyber Dragon Noxer and a Cyber Dragon from the grave. He's going to go ahead and bring out Rampage Dragon. He's going to activate Rampage Dragon's effect. It can send up to 2, and then it can gain up to that many additional attacks, I believe. And then I think it can also pop spells and traps based on the amount that it is sent for that other on-field effect. So we'll see how many he's going to send. And, of course, Rampage Dragon is also at 2,100. So, yeah, I'm not sure how much Synthesis defense is. Let's see. Mutant Synthesis. Synthesis does have 2,000 defense, so that's actually perfect here. Looks like he sent a copy of hers. So he got the search off of that. And then go into the battle phase. First attack. We'll add back Evolution Lab, and they'll swing in 2 more times with the Rampage Dragon, and then for 500 off of the Anaconda. It's not quite the OTK, though, so I'm not sure why Red Eye's Fusion wasn't sent here, because there's just no way he was OTKing regardless of that Rampage Dragon. But now we're going to see our Mutant player start with Evolution Lab. He's going to put back the Arsenal to draw a new card. Looks like he drew Waking the Dragon there. So he's going to set that and 1 other card and pass it back to our Cyber Dragon player. Now looking very, very, you know, like in a kind of a risky situation here. He's only at 2,800. And that Rampage Dragon is still on the field. Not exactly where you want it to be. He's probably hoping he'll use Rampage Dragon's effect again, which I'm not actually sure if he can. Rampage Dragon says, once per turn, you can set up a 2 light machine. So, yeah, he could technically use it again here. And then, well, that is to gain the attack. And that is if it's fusion, somebody can pop up to the number of materials. Spells and traps, that is. He could send here again, which is pretty scary. But he's also going to have core for Rev System. And that's going to bring back Cyber Dragon. And that is 2 level 5 machines on the field. So, yeah. And now he's also going to use Rampage Dragon's other effect to send now up to 2 light machine monsters from the deck to the grave. He'll gain additional attacks. So he's going to send core. Yeah, so he's definitely on. I saw Red Eyes in that deck. So there's definitely on Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So I'm not sure why it wasn't sent. But yeah, he's going to send 2. Probably just to load up the graveyard a little bit. Looks like he has a copy of Driver in hand, that Psychic Soldier. Now, as it stands, this is game on board. Just game aplenty. But he's going to take it the safe route here, which I don't blame him. He's going to summon another copy of Nova and go right into Infinity, and we'll see if we see him scoop here. That Infinity is at 2,700. Comes out at 21 and gains 200 for each material, so putting it up to 27. He'll attack in for 100. Or leaving him at 100, rather. And will our Mutant player have a response? And if he does, it's going to be negated by Infinity, so I think this is probably just going to be game here. Yep, it is going to be game. So we are heading into a Game 3 situation. Mutant takes the lead here. Starting off with a copy of ST46. It's a level 2 one. Getting better at remembering. And that is going to add a copy of MO5. Probably going to set up an MO5 in some way, shape, or form next turn, or maybe this turn. Not sure exactly. Looks like a copy of Forbidden Droplet in hand and a copy of Mutant Cry as well. We're going to see him just activate D-Shifter here. And then using the effect of ST46, sending itself, and then banishing a monster, it looks like. So he's going to go ahead and get to summon out the Beast, which is a spell negate, which is the only mutant boss monster that does negate spell. That does actually just negate in general, which is really good, especially in a deck that's playing, you know, very powerful fusions, like Red Eyes Fusion and Overload Fusion. So being able to negate those possibly is very strong. Cyber Dragon, just again, it gets to hit the board for free. And luckily, Arsenal is not on the field. I imagine that's the reason why he didn't do Arsenal. A, probably because he doesn't want to get contact fused, and B, probably doesn't want to give out that Mutant Cry, since the D-Shifter is helping set up that Mutant Cry by giving him 2 banished, and just allowing to get, you know, more things into the grave for fusion fodder. Machine Dupe. Machine Dupe is going to resolve here. That is actually huge. And I'm surprised he's not using Beast here. When your opponent activates a spell card or effect, quick effect, you can banish 1 card from your hand or field, negate the activation, and if you do, just banish that card. So I'm not actually sure why Machine Dupe was not negated by Beast. He definitely could have banished a card from hand. So yeah, that's just that. A very, very powerful card is going to resolve. Nova's going to come out. He's going to go ahead and take a read on Nova. And there's Mutant Cry. I would imagine Mutant Cry is going to come out now because he needs to go for Synthesis. He can't let him keep the Nova. So yeah, Synthesis hits the board and attack wizard is going to pop the Nova. Got to take the L, unfortunately, here. Actually, no, there's no L being taken because D-Shifter is still in effect. And Nova does have to be sent to the graveyard in order to resolve its special summon from the extra deck. So Nova will not get to summon here, which is actually huge. Our Cyber Dragon player has 2 monsters left on board. You gotta love to see it, but he's gonna go for Anaconda. And I don't think you can use Anaconda under D-Shifter here, and I think our Cyber Dragon player realizing that shortly after the fact, which is very, very unfortunate. It says, pay 2,000 send 1 fusion or polymerization normal summon from your deck to the graveyard. Yeah, so it cannot hit the graveyard, so that is just a dead Anaconda. Punished. You gotta love to see it. D-Shifter coming in very, very clutch here, giving our Mutant player another turn. It was looking very grim there for Mutant, but D-Shifter saving the day, stopping the Nova and ensuring Anaconda is dead. I mean, I got a little nervous, to be totally honest, after that machine dupe resolved, but I guess he just knew all that time that he was chilling, that he knew Nova was going to come out. You know, obviously when you get all those Cyber Dragons on the field, you're going to go for rank 5s. He knows that he wasn't afraid of Nova there if he was going to pop it with Synthesis because, you know, he's under D-Shifter, which is a very, very smart play there. So we're going to see Evolution Lab now. Go ahead and put back the Arsenal and draws an Ash. That's a very, very good draw here. And now just doing some math. He does have the 2,400 Beast, the 2,500 the Synthesis. And I believe that is an MO5 on the field. MO5 is the level 2. ST46 is the level 3. So we're going to see him activate MO5. We'll see what he banishes. He's going to banish a spell. So he's going to go ahead and grab Mist. Mist, I believe, Mist has 2,700 attack. These big boss monster mutants do have some nice stats. He's going to run over the Anaconda for 2,000 and then swing in with 24 and 27, leaving him just at 600. Very, very close to game. And on field, he does have a monster negate, or a spell negate, rather, my bad. You can make Synthesis unaffected by a certain card type, if need be. And if his opponent activates a trap, he can draw 2 with that Mist. And we know he actually has Overflow, so we could actually see him resolve that here. He does have Ash in hand, so he's got to be feeling pretty safe here. He's going to go ahead and normal summon Core. That's going to go for Rev System, basically just a monster born for Cyber Dragons. He's going to go ahead and link the Core into the Almerjaj. And then we're going to see Repair Plant get played. Now, yeah, he's going to go ahead and Ash the Repair Plant. I was going to say, if you have to use the Beast here, you don't want to get rid of that Ash in hand. Don't really want to get rid of anything else on the field right now, to be totally honest. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and Ash that, as you would expect. And then we're going to see Rev System get played. And I think our Mutant player has a Droplet set too. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and use Beast on that Rev System. Can go ahead and banish itself. Banish 1 card from the hand or field, negate the activation if you banish that card. So Rev System technically should be banished right now, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. We're going to see him activate Overflow. And this is going to be a perfect time for Mist to activate. So I imagine he'll probably just banish Mist. Yep, he's going to banish Mist to go ahead and draw 2. Getting a draw 2 is very, very nice during your opponent's combo. It looks like he drew into another Ash. Ash is just glued to this man's hand, and I think he is just going to scoop. Yep, still had the Droplet set, realizing there's probably not much else he can do there. Yeah, so that's a pretty lengthy match. That one ended up going down to the wire there. I think they actually might have gone into time. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I think it did go into time. So hence why the Mutant deck took the victory there in Game 3. So yeah, very interesting deck. Yeah, it's a very cool deck. I think I definitely want to play it at some point in the future. I have all the cards for it. Let me know if you guys want to see me cover some Mutant content. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to doing so. And let me know if you guys like the video by dropping a comment or leaving a like, sharing it with a friend, or subscribing to the channel. All those things help out greatly. And yeah, thank you guys, of course, so much for watching. Hope you're having a good one. As always, Winner Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And last but not least, a huge thanks goes to the YouTube members supporting this channel, and a special thanks, of course, to our Divine level channel members, and they are Zors and Cadillacs84. Thank you guys so much for your continued and very, very generous support of the channel. Helps out a lot, more than you think. Really appreciate it. And again, thank you guys so much for the support.